Morning everyone, and welcome to my working from home video. My name's Lucy Ingram and I'm a developer at True Potential. This video is just going to be a quick insight into what a typical day for me is like now that we are working from home. You can see my little working from home station in the background there. We've been in lockdown for nearly 3 months now. And there's definitely challenges that come along with this, but there's also parts that I enjoy. So I'll just go through those today and I hope you enjoy. So thankfully I was able to bring home my whole computer setup from the office. I think once you start using 2 screens, you're kind of spoilt and you can't go back to using 1 screen. So I'm really glad I was able to do that. So this is it. This is what was my dining room table and is now an office. If you're a client or an advisor of ours, you'll be used to using systems such as V6, V7, TP Investor or the client site. And if you're a member of staff, you'll also be familiar with the support site and the admin site. Now, these are actually old systems that were designed and developed by our development team in head office, and they're now maintained by myself and the rest of the support team. So when there's any issues with any of the systems, this gets raised to us in the form of a ticket, and we then work through that to come to a resolution. So my first call of the day is a catch-up call with the rest of the support team. So there's myself, Liam and Jordan. We started the academy together about 1.5 years ago. And there's also Russell, who's actually been employed by True Potential during the lockdown. So we've never actually met, but us 4 are on the phone together every morning. We usually spend about 15 minutes just catching up on what tickets we're going to be working through that day, any other work that we've got on and anything that we need help with. Obviously, one of the main differences with working from home is the social aspect of working in the office. I'm definitely missing my daily coffee breaks with the rest of the development team. So definitely not as fancy as one that May from reception might make you. I've no chocolate swooshes or anything, but it does the job. So it's lunchtime and I'm out on a wee walk here, and I wanted to maybe give a bit more background about my career journey with True Potential. So I've actually been working with TP for about 3 years now, and the first year of that was on the reception team, which I loved, and then the academy came along and I ended up being a developer somehow. And I remember when I first applied for my role on reception, and I just had no idea what it was going to be like. I knew I was going to love it because I was so impressed with, the office, and I really got along with Jen and Esther, who ended up being my managers and now my really good friends. It was certainly never on my radar that I was going to end up being a developer. And anyway, the reason I mention that is you might see on our social media channels talk of the Social Mobility Pledge. And what that's all about is it's just making sure that people from disadvantaged backgrounds or experiences, for whatever reason, still get the same opportunities to succeed. And where my experience kind of ties in with the Social Mobility Pledge is I had no prior experience or knowledge of development at all, like literally none, but I did have an interest, and that's what I expressed to Diane when I went for the academy. I did have an interest and I was willing to learn and I was excited to learn and I was going to be committed to learning, and they gave me the opportunity based on that, and I'm always going to be really grateful for that because I know I would never have got that opportunity anywhere else. Anyway, a bit more about working from home. I try and get out on a walk, once a day if I can, but since the weather's been a bit more rubbish recently, I sometimes don't get out, and I always definitely feel a lot better when I do get out. And I found some little cycle paths, walks I didn't even know were here. So there's this little cycle path along the river, which is like 2 or 3 minutes away from where I live. If you went a couple miles up the river there, you'd be at the office. So we've got Amy in New Zealand, Chris down in London, and I probably couldn't get any closer. So I'm just about finished with my lunch. I'm getting ready for my afternoon now. And one of the responsibilities that you have as a developer within the academy is to help mentor the apprentices that come in. So this afternoon I'll be having a call with 2 or 3 of the apprentices, and I'll share my screen so they can see what I'm doing. And they'll basically be shadowing as I go through some support tickets, and they'll get to experience what the debugging process is like and how we solve development issues. I find it really helpful having them on the call. They ask really great questions and it definitely keeps me more focused. I think sometimes when I'm working by myself, if I'm thinking about something, I'll get up and wander around the flat and get distracted. So having to explain what I'm doing and having them ask questions helps keep me focused as well. So it's really good. It's beneficial for both teams. I do think everyone has said this now in their videos, but the thing that I'm missing most about working in the office is just the social side of things. So I miss seeing everyone every day and going for coffee breaks or popping out for lunch. I actually live alone at the moment, so that's definitely been the biggest change for me. But thankfully the lockdown restrictions have eased a wee bit recently, so I'm able to go and meet people on the weekend for a walk. And Esther and Glenn have been so good for organising a quiz every other week for us to all do. It's just such a nice way to round off the week. I've really enjoyed taking part in them. It's 6 o'clock, so I'm just about done with my working day. I think tonight I'm just going to quickly pop to the shop, but mainly just going to chill out and get ready for tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Stay safe and I hope to see you all soon.